It is time to expand minds through movies, TV, sports, and flicks. It is time to boldly go where no podcast has gone before. It is time for the Captain Talks Flicks.
The Captain Talk Flicks.
Welcome to the Captain Talks Flicks podcast. I'm your host, the Captain Cortez, aka Mr. Love, and this is where we talk flicks. Welcome to the podcast where me, the Captain, talks about movies, TV, sports, flicks, anything you can see on the two-bird screen. I like to get on here and give my unique perspective, because after 47 years of being on planet Earth, I've developed a new perspective about these movies, TV, sports, and flicks, and I'd like to get here and tell you about it, because just maybe you care. And according to the stats, it looks like you do care. I want to give a big shout out to Morocco. Got some plays over in Morocco this past week. Gracias, gratitude, Doraba. And Morocco, I heard you guys like to drive those Dacia cars over there. Those Romanian-made cars, those Dacias. Yeah, some on the net, they looking pretty fly, man. If I was in Morocco, I might drive one, baby. Yeah, so pretty cool cars. So thanks for listening. Appreciate it. Gracias, gratitude. And just FYI, back in the day with school to be a radio DJ, but never got a job. I think I never got a job because I just didn't have the willpower. If I would have had willpower, that would have helped me become a radio DJ, but I didn't. It allowed me to become the greatest podcaster in the Matrix. Some to debate might be true, might not be true, but I said it on the internet, so it's gotta be true, right? Because everything on the internet is facts, not facts, true, false, propaganda, fake news, the Matrix, circles, squares, triangles, trapezoids. I don't know. I didn't make the internet. Ask the people that made the internet. So when you're online, just be aware, just watch out. Anyways, I could ramble all day, but I won't. Let's get right into the podcast. But first, a word from our sponsor. Ladies and gentlemen, do you listen to music? Probably do. A lot of people listen to music. Do you listen to rap music? You probably do. A lot of people listen to rap music. Well, ladies and gentlemen, do you want to hear some new, different style of rap music? If you want to hear something different, you should check out EIF recording artist SonZu Cosmic. He brings an interesting, unique style that you probably never heard over some boom bap raps, and his voice kind of sounds like this. Yeah, I was straight rapping. Look around, see what's happening. Yeah, he sounds something like that. That's his voice. But he raps over like boom bap beats. Pretty dope. I was bumping earlier today. So if you want to hear some unique raps over boom bap beats like you never heard before, check out SonZu Cosmic. Put a link below to some of his music. Check it out. Stream, share, play, and hear something you never heard before. So check it out. Put the links below. Now, let's get on with the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I am back again. And I just got done with a bag work session. I was on the reflex bag with my 10-ounce gloves, throwing them hands, son. I was throwing hands like, oh, the jab, cross, hook, throwing them hands. Yeah, you don't want these hands. So just got done doing bag work, and I'm feeling absolutely fantastic. Now it's a little rainy outside today. It wasn't sunny like it's been a little rainy. Kind of raining out, but it's okay, bro. It's not snowing. My hand's not freezing. You know what I mean? I'm not shivering. So I would take it. I'd take it with a little bit of bag work, had some good food, drank some kombucha today. Life is good. And it is time to podcast once again. And this week, we are going down the rabbit hole, and we may tell some true lies. Even our lies are true. When we speak, we tell the truth so much, even our lies are true. And we use those true lies to go down lots of rabbit holes. So this week, we're going down the rabbit hole of the great game, the world's second oldest profession. I'm going to talk about true lies, independent dependence, and rabbit hole town. So this week, I saw a rabbit hole, saw true lies. Fantastic episodes once again. I'm really loving the shows. They're great. They're superb. Very cool shows. And I'm just going to get right into it. I could talk about the plot, what happened, but there was something I noticed watching these two shows this week and I'm going to blend them together, and I'm going to get into it right now, real quick, because I may go long. Sometimes these rants go long. So yeah, watching these shows this week, I noticed there was a reoccurring theme in both. So I'm just gonna get into that right now. In both these shows, in Rabbit Hole and in True Lies, this week we got to see that father-son dynamic. And in both shows, the father and son were arguing, right? Father and son were arguing in both shows this week. Two different shows, but the relationship with the father and son in these episodes, kind of similar. Son says one thing, father says something different, and arguments ensue. Now, I'll be honest, as a son of a father, I've experienced that myself. Now, I don't have kids, so I don't know what it's like to have a son, but I can imagine what it's like. I can probably get a good idea what it's like. Anyways, this week in Rabbit Hole and in True Lies, they were arguing. The son, the father, but what was going on in both shows is like, it shows in the show that it came to reveal is that basically the reason for the arguments, the reason for the fathers, saying certain things and getting on the kid's nerve and argument, all with the intention of protecting the kid, right? Both shows showcased this week. It was very interesting how that worked. And also additionally, I'm also watching Star Trek Picard, and that theme is all in Star Trek Picard, right? It's very interesting how 3 of the shows I'm watching currently all have that running theme of the father-son relationship all throughout it. This Rabbit Hole, this True Lies and Picard, it's been going on the whole seasons I've been watching these things. The father-son dynamic, right? And I'm thinking like, I don't have kids. Now, these shows give me a message like, Captain, you need to get out there, you need to find yourself a lady, and you need some kids, bro. Maybe that's what these shows are telling me. I'll be honest, I've been pondering that a lot. Since these shows came out, I'll be real. It's really making me think about it. I hadn't thought about that ever, at all. Not really, not one bit. Didn't even consider it. But seeing these relationships showed on the show, just made me like, bro, am I missing out? Do I need some kids? I don't know, but I'll be honest. How the relationships are depicted in these shows, I'm like, do I really want kids? Because it seems stressful. I'm sure fatherhood is fantastic. I don't mean to knock it, but that's what's going down in Rabbit Hole and in True Lies this week. Yeah, in True Lies, it's not the main characters. It's the computer guy, the computer tech guy, the guy from 8 Mile. I can't remember his name, but like him and his dad, the relationship is explored in True Lies, where they're having conflict. They hadn't spoke for a while. They're at odds, and it turns out it's just the father was doing what he was doing and being the way he was because he just wanted to protect his kid. And the kid didn't really understand it, couldn't see that. As I was coming up, this is not just my father, but this is my mother as well. When I was younger, there's a lot of arguments, a lot of disagreements. The old person thinks they know better. The young person thinks they know everything. There was a period of time in my life where when I was a younger person, where I just thought I knew everything. When I was in my 20s, bro, let's be completely real. When I was in my 20s, I remember a lot of arguments with my parents and thinking I knew everything. Turns out I didn't. Imagine that. What, 20 years old, I didn't know everything? Are you sure about that? Is that true? Come on. I had to know everything at 20 years old, right? There's no way I didn't. I knew everything about everything, right? Ain't no old person tell me anything. But some of those arguments I had back in the day was that, right? And then I imagine that with my parents, it was just because they were trying to protect me and they were on earth longer than me. So they had a little bit more wisdom than me, maybe. I don't know. I've never been a parent. I don't know how it works. But in True Lies and in Rabbit Hole, that's what we see. And in the Rabbit Hole, it's Kiefer Sutherland's character and his dad that have an issue where his dad held some information from him because he didn't want him to be hurt. It's in the name of protection. It seems like a lot of moves being made by mothers and fathers with the children are moves he made in order to protect the kid, protect the son, protect the daughter, right? But let's be real, man. I had a conversation with somebody, I think it was this week, and I was saying I don't have kids, but I imagine if I had a kid and the kid was out in the world, right? I'll be worried all the time, man. Just to be so concerned that something might happen. Because, you know, there's so much going on in the world, you know, and there's so many, you know, things that could happen. Like, I'd just be so concerned about when my kid stepped out. Like, was my kid gonna find trouble? I'd be very, you know, concerned. You know what I mean? And the person I talked to said, you know, they weren't too worried. You know, they were not really worried about it. I guess, you know, with time, you need to trust that your child will be okay. But in Rabbit Hole and True Lies, they kind of want to boss the kid around to protect them. And that's how it goes a lot of times. They want to boss you around to protect you. Yeah, we don't like getting bossed around. So anyways, True Lies, Rabbit Hole, pretty cool. They're exploring the father-son relationship, the kid-parent relationship of the shows. As somebody that doesn't have kids, it's not as easy for me to follow along and understand. But I'm trying. I'm kind of trying to, you know, gather the lessons from it. So if I find myself in a position where I am a dad, a father, so I learned some lessons already, bro. I kind of know how to handle that. I learned it from watching TV. So anyways, that's all I want to talk about is Rabbit Hole and True Lies. Yeah, good shows. But real quick, so like I feel that True Lies is a very comedic, fun show. And then Rabbit Hole is a very darker, serious. So it's nice balance. I usually watch them on Sunday, so it's nice balance. A little bit of fun, a little bit of dark, a little bit of seriousness. It's a nice break from the sometimes the chaotic reality we live in. So it's nice to explore and escape into the world of wilderness of mares. So anyways, that's all I want to talk about this week. Rabbit Hole, True Lies. Thanks for listening. Appreciate guys' gratitude. And until next time, we'll see you. There is nothing we cannot live down, rise above, and overcome. Ella Wheeler Wilcox. Until next time, it's Captain Peace.
The Captain Talks Flicks.